If you ask the average individual what a bullet is, they would probably respond and say it's what's loaded into a gun and fired to a target. This is true in a sense, but all the same, it's not entirely correct. How do I mean? You'll learn all about that in this video. What can or can't be called a bullet? What are the types of bullets available? How exactly are these bad boys made, and how do they work? That's the line our video will be making today. Stay glued to your screen as we take you through the nitty-gritty of bullets. What you should know first off is that any firearm, a gun of any kind, what you load into a firearm is the cartridge, which is quite different from a bullet. Although the bullet is a component of the cartridge, so the general confusion is quite understandable. How did bullets come into being? What are bullets and how do they work? Bullets are the projectile components of ammo cartridges, the other parts being the case, propellants, and the ignition primer. So, in essence, the bullet is more or less like the package being delivered by the cartridge. How then do bullets work? Of course, you know a bullet is pushed at prime force through a firearm. The force needed to propel the bullet through its target projectile is provided by all the other components of the cartridge. To achieve accuracy and efficiency, the bullet needs to hold in place during propulsion. During this propulsion, there's combustion of the propellant, which causes the release of gas. This gas cannot be allowed to escape, as all of its force must be used in shooting off the bullet. This is achieved by making the cartridge to form a strong seal with the gun's bore. This is called internal ballistics. Bullets, upon leaving the gun's bore, this is called riffling, move through space before hitting their targets. A lot of aerodynamics and other external forces are involved in the process, called external ballistics. The bullet spins as it plows its way through the air into the target. For the bullet to withstand the immense pressure from both internal and external ballistics, it must be carefully designed using hard surface materials. This used to be pure lead in the past, but with the need to achieve more speed in modern firearms, attention has shifted to alloys of lead or tin. How bullets were at the beginning. Bullets date as far back as the early first millennium, when crude methods involving the use of gunpowder and cannons invented in China. The projectiles around this time were boulders, which could not penetrate the stone walls of this era. Later on, they discovered that using denser materials like metals would prove more effective. And in 1425, the first hand cannon with a metal ball projectile was recorded. The use of musket, or lead balls, was largely adopted at this time, and other ballistic improvements like wadding placed between the ball and the gunpowder to keep it in place. This also served as a means of preventing a short start, which is the explosion of the barrel upon firing. The modern designs of bullets date back as far as the 1800s, when infantry officers around European countries were all trying to make some breakthrough in ballistics and firearms. There was Henri-Gustave Delvin from the French, who in 1826 designed the first spherical bullet on a breech. Later on, François Tamissier, also of the French artillery, improved on Delvin's work and came up with progressive riffling as a method for increasing range and accuracy. While across the borders in Britain, Captain John Norton developed the first conical bullets. Finally, there is the mini ball bullet, first developed in 1847 by French Captain Claude-Étienne Mini. This was an improvement on Delvin's work, where he made the bullet conical rather than spherical. The bullet was fitted on a small iron cap, which served as a base during riffling. What are the different types of bullets? If you're a ballistics enthusiast, you would know that there's several types of ammunition that have been developed over the years, from handy pistols to big shotguns, silent ammo to loud bangers, flamethrowers and launchers. One thing sure is that all these can't use the same type of bullets. What differentiates one type of bullet from the other varies. We have differences in shape, size, weight, composition, and some other technical features. So, in this section, we'll be talking about the different types of bullets. Subsonic versus supersonic. Subsonic is a type of bullet that moves slower than the speed of sound. Okay, maybe that seems vague. Let me break it down. Regular bullets, supersonic, move faster than the speed of sound, breaking the sound barrier. This in itself is the cause of the loud bang, or the sonic boom, produced when a shot is fired. The subsonic ammunition, however, does not break the sound barrier and is much more discreet than the supersonic. How is this achieved? This by designing the bullet for a firearm to have a heavier weight that keeps the speed consistently at the subsonic level. Even with that, the ammunition still produces a loud bang coming from the pressurized gases from the propellant in the chamber. This can be suppressed by using a silencer or suppressor. So if you want a nearly dead silent firearm, you should consider a subsonic in combination with a silencer. Dum-dum, or expanding bullets. Dum-dum bullets are a popular type of ballistic weapon among hunters and some law enforcement agencies. Dum-Dum is the popular name for expanding bullets, one of the oldest design of bullets. These are bullet types which have their tips slowly expand as it goes through a target. The design causes more damage, and it is less likely to penetrate through to cause any accidental damage. Like I mentioned earlier, this bullet type is most commonly used in game hunting as it increases the chance of a kill for every shot that hits. First, as the bullet hits the target, it transfers much of its kinetic energy to the target and as such slows down faster. The level of expansion is determined by the material used for making the bullet. Usually, copper is used for the bullet tip with a form of conical shape. The tip has a tear point from which expansion starts upon collision with the target. The level of fatality that can be caused by this bullet type made international bodies to ban its usage in international warfare. Hollow point bullets. Hollow point bullets are a form of expanding bullets. These, however, have been designed for use in close-range combat or in situations where controlled penetration is required, like in an aircraft. The hollow point bullet is designed with a pit at the center of the bullet head. This pit is the source of expansion once the bullet hits the target. The expansion here is more rounded and faster due to the lead material often used for the bullet head, and at the same time, much more lethal. Again, the hollow point is advantaged in terms of accuracy. Though the head experiences more drag, the bullet is significantly more consistent than regular bullet types. And also contributing to its accuracy is the flat bottom that comes with the hollow points, which make them more stable during combustion of the propellant. Shotgun shell. When you hear shotgun, what picture comes to mind? Most likely a lethal, big, and noisy type of gun that uses big bullets. And rightly so, but not entirely true. The actual bullets of a shotgun, which are called shots, are the smallest bullet sizes available. However, these shots are out together in a shell to make the shotgun shell. A typical shotgun shell comes in a cylindrical plastic or paper tube. This case is fixed to a brass base, which houses the primer responsible for ignition. The shotgun cartridge is quite large and is measured in gauges. The large gauges contain more shots, which can number up to 100 and proves more potent in game hunting. In this case now, for targets that are small and can move fast like birds or fishes. The shots are held in place by the shot cup, a more fragile plastic with slits on the side ready to peel off once the caliber is fired. The gunpowder content of shotgun shells is small compared to other large-size bullets. One major modification that shotgun rounds have undergone over time is the shot material. As much as lead is potent, it poses a lot of health risks to persons. Hence, other metal options like copper and tungsten are now being used in making shots. Blanks and non-lethals. Blanks do not actually qualify as a type of bullet because, in actual sense, they do not contain any. A blank is simply a cartridge without the bullet, with all the other components intact: the propellant, the primer, and the case. So, to fit them all together and cause a reaction when triggered, the propellant is stuffed into the cartridge using a plastic or paper wadding. When a blank shot is fired, the accompanying reaction of an ignited propeller or gunpowder is gotten, the loud bang and all. But the wadding used in place of an actual bullet can't move as fast or for long. It loses its kinetic energy almost as soon as it leaves the ammunition. Hence, blanks are considered non-lethal. On the contrary, some unfortunate situations involving use of blank bullets have resulted in death, in a case of very close range shot. But generally, blanks are used in situations where there is no need for ballistic impact. Such includes shooting simulations, theater special effects, movie productions, combat training, signaling in athletics, and some other casual applications. How are bullets tested? Live ammunition is usually tested after manufacturing by contracted companies. These tests are often conducted using station firing equipment under regulated conditions to eliminate human errors. From the test, the overall performance of a bullet can be rated, whether it is best for close-range shots or is designed for a long ranger. Some of the tests conducted include rate of fire, weapon endurance, accuracy, dispersion, shock transmittance, barrel erosion, and barrel life, among other things. Who makes bullets? The making of bullets can be likened to an art, as there are quite a number of intricate processes involved. This is often most grievous for bullet makers, especially the handmade ones, as the makers enjoy the process of making their ammo to their specific needs. Of course, on the larger scale, bullets are made by machine, assembling and automated processes. But still, the stepwise approach cannot be skipped. It starts from the carving of the metal, copper, brass, or lead, no longer in use. Then there's the molding of the case, filing of the propellant, and shaping. Each of these steps must be detailed in order to get the appropriate result. To better simplify the process of making firearm ammunition, we can divide the bullet-making process into two: casting and swagging. Casting is a direct method in which molten metal is poured into a mold shaped to form the desired bullet type. And when the metal is cooled, the mold is opened and a bullet is formed. Swagging, on the other hand, involves pressuring the metal for the bullet, usually in grains, inside a die, a stronger metal material with a cavity to shape a bullet. In both processes, a lathe is used to finally chisel the bullet into shape. DIY bullets. Most DIY bullet hobbyists are actually reloaders who simply fill spent cartridge shells and reassemble with a new primer, gunpowder, and bullet. Conversely, there are those who make bullets by themselves, also using melted lead and hand-operated lathes and molds. However, the majority of these DIY guys make use of scrap lead. This process poses many health risks and isn't that advisable. Nevertheless, it's quite a fun skill to have, knowing how to form a firearm bullet by oneself. So guys, that's all we have for you on bullets. Seeing how they are made should make you appreciate every shot taken next time you're out hunting. And if you found this as interesting as we do, drop a comment below, pop in a like, and hit the subscribe button now, as we've got more amazing content for you on our channel. Till the next time, see you.